Our next guest is a CEO taking on a mammoth task as he undertakes a 1,000-mile trek from John O'Groats to Land's End, travelling entirely, you know we're going to get this, entirely in a tuk tuk.
You're brave.
The reason he's doing it. The reason, and I've been in tuk-tuks, the reason he's doing this is to raise funds for heart patients at Birmingham Children's Hospital. He's also encouraging local schools to help with his endeavour, which could see their school win £500 in new sports equipment. Well, joining us now live in the studio is the madman himself, CEO of Now Education and Now Careers, Gary Redman. Welcome to the Mid-Morning in Conversation show, Gary.
Great, thank you for having me here.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Honestly, I just think you're brilliant. First of all, how did this idea come about, and why was raising funds for the heart patients of Birmingham Children's Hospital so important to you?
Yeah, so it's the second time we've raised funds for the Children's Hospital. The first time I actually went across India in a tuk-tuk,
wow.
3,000 miles. And
no aircon.
No aircon, very different roads, and very, 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 very different, very challenging.
Dear me.
Yeah, I'm taking this challenge on again. I had a heart operation myself in November 23rd of the year 2021, and it's dear to my heart to help children, get better treatment and get seen and cured quicker.
Now you're travelling from John O'Groats to Land's End. Or kilts and pasties, as it's known now, in a tuk-tuk. Will you be wearing a quilt? A kilt?
Yeah, 100%. We're going to be wearing a kilt all the way through Scotland. Yeah.
It's all right, it's just the sheer...
Not sure we're going to dress up like a pasty when we get to Cornwall, but we haven't thought that one through quite yet.
Now, for any of our listeners who are listening who don't know what a tuk-tuk is, explain to them what the tuk-tuk is.
Yeah, so a tuk-tuk, mainly you see them in India or places like Thailand, so it's a three-wheeler, open... how would you describe it?
It's like a tricycle with a hood on it.
Yeah, basically, yeah, with a very small engine in the back, so it's got a 200cc engine.
Oh, so you have got some help at least.
Yeah, it does a max speed of around 40 miles an hour, but an average speed of around 30.
Yeah.
That's on the flat, so obviously going through the UK, we're going to hit some hills and...
Save the power for the hills, love.
Yeah, it's going to be timing.
So how long do you think it's going to take you to do this?
Yeah, we're going to do it in 5 days.
What?
5 days.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 5 days.
Okay. Are you not going to get any sleep? Are you going to be cycling through the night?
I don't know. So, we believe it can be done in 5 days.
So, well, you just said that you did India before. How long did that take?
India took us 3 weeks. But that was 3,000 kilometres. Very different terrain.
Yeah.
And
searing heat.
It wasn't that hot, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I can't remember what time of year we did it in, but it wasn't. It was the monsoon season. We had a lot of rain, sandstorms, and India. When you go through India, you can get 3 different seasons in one day.
I can well imagine.
Yeah.
So who's going with you? Obviously, you're not going to go do this on your own. So who's going with you?
So my business partner and the managing director of Now Education, Alex Westworth, is going to join me on this trip. He hasn't driven or ridden the tuk-tuk yet, so we've got to get some training in. It has
learn his hand signals.
It has got indicators. It has got indicators on it. We just need to get some practice on the road. I've been out on it a few times. It has got a small engine in the back of it. One of the first runs we did, taking it to the actual hospital, the engine blew up. So that wasn't a good start.
No.
We've had that fixed, and we've done a couple of runs. Now the weather's getting a bit better. Hopefully, getting rid of this rain we've got, we can get out and do some practice.
Oh, bless you. Now, you're encouraging local schools to take part. So what is it you need them to do?
Yeah, so we're going to be contacting local schools, and what we're looking for is the children to design the tuk-tuk. And we did this when we went to India, so the children come up with all the crazy designs, whatever craziness they want to bring into it. And from there, we're going to pick the best one and donate some sports equipment up to around £500 of value.
That's fantastic. And then their design will go on your tuk-tuk?
All over the tuk-tuk, yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, I bet kids will be doing all kinds of things, all kinds of doodles and stuff to
Yeah,
go
we
on.
hope so.
Be
Yeah.
lovely. And £500 worth of equipment is going to be such a help to whichever school wins.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because things are just so bad at the moment, aren't they? How much do you hope to raise when you do this?
So our goal is £50,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a big ask.
Yeah.
I think we're 16% there as of today, or last night. I'm hoping by the end of this weekend we'll be at 20%. And then, yeah, you know, I need to start getting some sponsors and pushing people, because it is a really, really great cause. We spend a lot of time at the hospital ourselves, looking at the equipment, spending time with some of the families, with the children. And the hospital really, really need this equipment.
Do you know what? I think that's one of the great things that you do. You actually sit and talk to people to find out what it is they want, how they want it, when they want it. Because, you know, sometimes people do things and they haven't spoken to, you know, the hospital or wherever, and they don't get the right equipment that they need. But, like, you sit down and actually talk to them, and you talk to the families as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. If it's just around raising money, I wouldn't do it. This sounds ironic. I don't really believe in charity. I don't believe that we should have to do charity to provide equipment for children, what they need. But unfortunately, the way the country is, we have to do it. And I wasn't just going to raise money or give the money. I really wanted to get involved with the doctors, the nurses, say the families, and just be inspired by them, especially with children, because they're so much braver than we are.
Oh, they are.
You know,
they most certainly are. They're so brave, and when you see them on the wards, because I go to the children's hospital quite a lot. When you see them on the wards, they're just so happy. You know, as long as they've got pencils or something to write about on. My son, I mean, he's now in his 30s. When he spent quite a lot of time at the children's hospital, they had a motorised car. And they used to use the motorised car so the kids could drive to theatre.
Oh, wow.
So, which was brilliant. He loved it. He loved it. So he couldn't wait to get there because he wanted to drive the car. It was, I can't remember what it was. I think it was Mercedes or something. But, yeah, he loved the fact that he could drive to theatre round. And I think things like that just takes the pressure off the kids, doesn't it?
Yeah,
especially when they're so seriously wrong. They don't understand they're seriously ill, but it's just nice to see them smile and laugh, isn't it?
Yeah, and the way children behave, from my own experience in hospital, seeing the way adults behave, they have a lot to learn from the way children behave. And children are there to inspire us, and the children and families we met really did inspire us to, and the staff.
Amazing.
Some of the staff, I interviewed some of the staff, and the way they feel about their jobs, how proud they are of what they do and achieve each day, and it's really emotional when you're there.
Now, you've mentioned that you've had a heart operation yourself. What was your problems?
So I was born with. So I've recently, so if we step back a sec, I recently had an aortic valve replacement.
Okay.
So I now have a mechanical valve. I was born with a condition where within the aortic there's 3 openings. I only had 2. And I only found out 16, 17 years ago that I had an issue. And basically the valves were sticking and blood was going, as my heart pumped blood, blood was going back into my heart and my chamber. And they only found out during a medical I had for some business insurance for Australia.
Wow.
So if it wasn't for that,
You'd never have known.
Anna might not be here today.
Gosh. That was a bit of a shock for you.
Massively, because I just run the LA Marathon.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, I come back to a letter. That was a shock.
Oh, my word. So how long did it take for you to have your operation? How long was it?
Yeah, the operation was about 10 hours.
Wow.
I was in intensive care about 36 hours.
Yeah.
And then on the ward, and then I was out within 7 days. And then back to work within probably 2 months.
So you're half bionic?
Yeah. I don't go off with the bleepers in the airport. The valve is titanium. And I thought I would... bleep, and I was quite proud of getting my big scar out, but it doesn't bleep.
Let's have a look at your scar. Now you've mentioned, wow.
She just wants to look at your chest. Right?
Yeah, I know.
Listen, a old girl's got to get a kick somewhere, love.
It's depressing.
That's a large scar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so the big operation where they
Open the whole
cut
chest.
you, break the ribs, open the chest, pop the heart out, clip your veins to or your arteries to a
machine,
a pump to pump some blood around you while they fix the heart, and then start you back up.
The jump leads.
The jump leads, yeah.
Oh gosh, do you know what? You above anybody else, you know what these children are going through. So that's why I think that you're probably the best person, because you know what they're going through, even though they're so small. You know what they're going through.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart sometimes when they say that, the only thing that's going to cure it is a heart transplant. And then you just think, God, they've got to find a heart for a little one. But they do most of the time, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And what they can do now, and the technology within hospitals, and it's great going because you learn so much about it. They can actually operate on a child in a mother's womb.
Yes.
And you're just like, wow. And the condition I had, if they had the equipment they've got today and more of it, they can identify these things so much quicker and get dealt with in a better time, because the worse it gets, the bigger the operation has to be, which was what happened in my case.
Wow. Okay, so where can our listeners find out more information about this challenge, and also if they want to get their school involved?
Yeah, so if they want to get the school involved, they can go to my LinkedIn page, Gary Redmond LinkedIn, or Now Education's LinkedIn page, and we have a Just Giving page, which is a TUK TUK challenge.
Okay. What we'll do, Gary, we'll put all that information up on all our social media platforms for you.
Thank you.
So everybody can click on and read a bit more, donate, or get their schools involved. When do you leave?
We do it in July 7th.
July 7th. May I wish you every bit of luck.
Thank you so much. We'll be coming through Birmingham, so we might stop by and say hello.
That would be good.
Yeah, cool.
That would be good. I'll run outside with the mic and come and talk to you.
Great stuff.
That'd be fantastic. Gary, take care of yourself. Look after yourself and look after everybody else who's going to be going with you. And I really hope that you make the fund donation that you actually want to do. And just think of all those little kiddies that are going to get help. And there's going to be a school that's going to have their design all over your tuk-tuk.
Absolutely.
Absolutely fantastic.
Thank
Gary,
you so much.
Thank you so much, my darling. Thank you.